Episode 10 of Miniature Mashups is here already, can you believe it? My baby's growing up!
My baby's growing up so fast!
Every world has its hierarchy. In the wee world of insects, the spider is the hunter supreme. The great cats are the kings of the jungle. In the ocean, there's nothing so fierce as the shark. And in the world of entertainment, Disney is the #1 super predator, consuming everything in its path. And as much as the pilot fish finds an opportunity to fill his belly with discarded chunks of sea turtle guts, so too must the fledgling internet show glom onto Disney's billion-dollar Guardians of the Galaxy hype machine. I'm the Fungin Master. I make Miniature Mashup.
Who?
On YouTube?
Who?
Hideous pandering for web traffic aside, I used to read Guardians of the Galaxy. It, along with New Warriors, were Marvel's most interesting underdog team books of the 90s. Guardians of the Galaxy followed the survivors of a system-wide genocide and their campaign against an evil alien empire. The original team was composed of a muscle-bound Hulk, an archer, a super soldier frozen in time, a scientist, an immortal, and a pistol-wielding girl. Did you know Marvel Comics calls
themselves the House of Ideas? I mean, no wonder. They're constantly coming up with new and fresh, original, outside-the-box, never-seen-before ideas.
Never recycle anything. The modern Guardians of the Galaxy isn't as formulaic, and if you can't tell from the trailers, incorporates more humor. I have quite a few Guardians of the Galaxy Heroclix miniatures here, but I won't be converting all of them as some of them require too much work for what would be too little payoff. We will be converting 2 versions of Drax the Destroyer. That's the character played by Dave Bautista. The original Drax here was not a member of the Guardians of the Galaxy, but he was designed to kill Thanos, but Thanos is no joke that lobotomized Drax instead. He was reborn as a weaker but smarter version of himself, and that's this character here. We'll be converting Gamora, the character played by Zoe Saldana. This Gamora has a really unfortunate pose going on here. I know she's supposed to be, but it looks a lot more like...
We're gonna do something about that.
I'll be converting a Badoon warrior into a Mongoman sniper. And an obscure original Guardians of the Galaxy member known as Replica. We'll be repainting her as a succubus. First, we'll strip off these awful paint jobs using acetone and an old toothbrush. Let's do this outside, as the fumes are harmful. I'll be doing some modification to these miniatures, as some need weapons and others need their ray guns turned into crossbows. We're going to give Gamora a magic effect here by cutting this wire open and spreading the tiny filaments out. I've also wrapped it around her wrist in a spiral. Trust me, this will look great when painted. Then they go outside for priming with flat black spray paint. Once they have dried, it's time to start painting them. Now we're going to give Replica a coat of burnt sienna all over. We're going to highlight her wings with red paint. We're going to highlight her wings with red paint. I'm going to do the same to her hair. We're going to dry brush flesh tone over her skin areas. I'm going to dry brush gold on her shoulder pads and her wrist cuffs, and a lighter brown on her boots. Then we're going to bring out the details in her face. I use a red wash for a flush and white highlights on her eyes and a red lipstick. Next, we're going to paint this Badoon warrior. He's going to be a very simple job. We're just going to give him a brown coat of paint all over and dry brush a lighter brown onto his weapon and a flesh tone onto him, and use white to bring out some details in his face, and also use black to bring out some details on his body. Just small amounts. Black a little runny, the white very dry. Next we're going to paint Drax the Destroyer, the old version. I'm going to make him mostly naked, so we're going to give him a brown coat all over. We're going to leave his boots, cape, and shorts black, so we're not going to mess with those. Going to dry brush silver on his weapon and shield, then dry brush skin on the flesh. His skull cap's going to be silver, his neck clasp will be gold, and then we'll bring out the details in his face with red and white. Again, a red flesh on the cheeks, the forehead, and the chest. Do that with a red wash that we spread around. And I'll do the teeth individually using a very fine brush and white, just pulling them out like that. And onto the newer Drax. We're going to give him a brown coat all over, light brown dry brushing. We're going to flesh tone dry brush his skin. Light brown on his weapon, silver on his dagger, light brown on his crossbow. Bring out the details in his face with white and black. And again, we'll use a flush. I'm going to give him a little tattoo, freehand on his chest here. And lastly, Gamora, I'm going to make this magic effect blue. We're going to use a gradient on that from blue to white. So I'm going to make her outfit red, so there's more of a contrast. So I'm going to use brick red all over her outfit, dark brown on her skin. These are base coats. Dry brush flesh tone onto her skin parts, dry brush orange and then yellow on her outfit. I'm going to use a blue to white gradient starting at her elbow and working its way out to the end of the spell effect, ending in white and just getting lighter and lighter. We're going to keep mixing white into the blue paint as we work our way out there, make a nice gradual effect. I'm not going super gradual. You can definitely blend the colors better than I'm doing here. But for me, I think this effect is just fine as is. We're going to do her weapon in silver and handle black. Just leave her hair black because it didn't strip out very well, so we'll just do black with gray highlighting just to give it a highlight shine. I'm going to bring out her face with red and white like everybody else, give her a flush on her cheeks, and that's it. I'll leave her little shoesies black, and then it's time to give everybody flock. Now, I do this on every episode. I'm not going to explain how to do this, but I use green tea and a craft glue, PVC glue that I've watered down. I put I put original Drax and the Badoon Warrior onto cardboard bases that I've cut out, double ply cardboard, nice and thick, good and sturdy. Glued on with E6000 onto a washer, and that's going to be flocked as well. It's going to give them a little weight. Alright, let's take a look at the finished product.